Hello again, my friends. There's a kind of person, we know them, we know men and women who fit this description. When there's conflict, when there's disturbance, when emotions are running a little high, when that person walks into the room, the temperature goes down. People calm down, just with the presence of that person. We treasure those people in our lives. They are a great blessing. But we don't live in a very peaceful world these days. Older folks recognize references to the Hatfields and McCoys, maybe younger Crips and Bloods. We all know about Democrats and Republicans these days. Never the twain shall meet. There's an edge to so much of the language. There's an edge to what we hear on television. There's an edge, unfortunately, to some of the language that we have in our own lives. But we are called by Christ to be in this world and to be his instruments of peace. Peace, as we know, is not simply the absence of war. It's not the absence of people screaming at each other. Peace is a positive, affirmative condition. It's rooted in truth. It's rooted in freedom. It's rooted in justice and fairness. And we need to be those messengers of peace, bringing the Lord to whatever situation there is. In the Old Testament, in Ecclesiastes, in the pagan world, in Aristotle, in modern, or not modern, in New Testament times with Aquinas, there's the caution to avoid extremes, avoiding rhetorical extremes. Aquinas talks about how the middle way is often the Christian way. Doesn't mean being without principle. We've all heard that line from Ecclesiastes, how I wish you were hot or cold, but you're lukewarm and I will spew you out. We have principles. We have strong principles. We have Christian principles. But we express those and we live those in peace with our brothers and sisters. That's why it says in Romans, it talks about rejoice with those who rejoice, mourn with those who mourn. And Paul, as he tells the Corinthians, that he is with the people. He says, I will be with those under the law. I will be under the law for those under the law. I will be a Jew for those who are Jews. I will be all things to all people so that they can come to Christ, so that people will hear what we say. The Gospels tell us that sin will always be in the world, but woe to that person by whom the sin comes. Similarly, there will be conflict in the world, always. But again in Romans, insofar as it's possible, and it isn't always possible, but insofar as it's possible, we should live in peace with all our brothers and sisters. There's ways we can check up on ourselves. We have a president from one party, a governor from another. When they stumble publicly, do we rejoice? Do we rejoice in the misfortune of anyone with whom we disagree? When there's conversation that has an edge to it, are we there adding more to the spite? Or are we helping people pull themselves back to where they themselves really do want to be kind, peaceful? Peace is the Lord's gift to us over and over and over. Christ comes to situations, no matter how troubled they are. He says, peace be with you. Peace be with you. Let's pledge again to bring Christ's peace wherever we go. The Gospels say when we enter a house, we say, peace to this house. I try to remember to do that, and I never do remember. But we can still bring that peace, even if we don't say those words when we walk into somebody's house. Let's you and I be those people that others look to for calm, for peace, for love, for the gentleness of the Lord. May God bless you.